Hi everybody. It is great to see you here. Thanks so much for being a part of the PeriGirls Business Showcase. It is my joy to have you here joining me. Thank you for the hearts that you are providing here on my screen. If you are watching in the app, in the Periscope app, if you are watching on Twitter, hi everybody out there in Twitter, and for those of you watching on the web, I appreciate you being here as well. If you are in the Periscope app, I would love for you to add your comments, and I will try to address them as we go through, but these business past the cast move very quickly. It is really a joy to be here tonight and to get to share with you about a new book that I have out, and it is called Job Loss and the Cutback Blues. The subtitle is A Journey of Grief, Uncertainty, Recovery After Being Let Go. My name is Vicki. I am a digital marketing strategist. I've been an online course designer for many years. I've worked 10 years in corporate America, had my own business for a couple of years, and then have spent 2 decades in higher education, working in continuing education, marketing, lifelong learning programs, and working with a team of people creating lifelong learning for business professionals. It is just a joy to get to share here with you this evening. I want to tell you a quick story about how this book came about and what the offer that I have for you, a couple different offers actually, which I'll share with you at the end of the broadcast. It's been about a year and a half, almost a year and a half ago now, that I learned that my position went away at the university where I had worked for over 20 years. And I happen to love keeping a journal. And so as I was going through that process of all of the grief that was associated with finding out my position was ending at not only my employer, but it was also and is also my alma mater, where I had 2 degrees and had, as an undergrad, had sung in one of the women's choruses that had traveled about the state as an ambassador for the university. I had my identity so wrapped up in the organization and in working for that organization, and loved it. And I still love it to this day. And boy, was there a lot of grief associated with it. And as I started telling some of my stories, I was realizing that maybe I had something there that I could share with others that might help other people who have experienced a loss. Wouldn't necessarily have to be a job loss, although my story is specific to that. So I'm going to give you some information at the end here on how you can get a copy of my book. I would just love for you to help me spread the word. And I'm getting ready to launch it in Amazon, so that's where we can help each other. So I so appreciate you being here. PeriGirls, I've been a part of PeriGirls since 2015. Thank you, Joanne, for founding this group, and for all of you who volunteer to run the various facets of the PeriGirls. It's been such a wonderful, wonderful community to be a part of. I also was very active in the first version of Heart Tribes and made many wonderful friends doing that, and got more and more comfortable with broadcasting, and I use that in my work. I was scheduled to be on a PeriGirls Past the Cast, one of our Saturday morning express Past the Cast, a scope train, literally less than 24 hours after finding out my job had gone away. And I write about that story in my book, and you'll get to read about it if you get your copy. That was very significant for me. I kind of waffled back and forth on, okay, I can hardly get through a moment of the day without crying. Do I go ahead and get on this broadcast on this scope train, or do I put it off? And I decided that the strength of the PeriGirls community and the power that all of you women share with those of us who are broadcasting, that it was important for me to keep going. And so I jumped on that scope train at my scheduled time, and I had a hard time speaking. But all of those hearts were coming up the side of my phone, and that really was one of the sparks that kept me going. And so each chapter in my book is a different spark. It's combination of words of wisdom that people spoke to me, scripture that was meaningful. I'm a Christian. I'm a worship leader. My husband and I are musicians. Also outside of the church setting, we have a 7-piece band called Scott Grayson and Trouble with Monday. So one other thing you'll get to read about is Scott and I, to add some brevity to the concept of losing your job and being restructured out of an organization, we wrote a new song called The Cutback Blues. So that's a humorous look at what I went through, and some of it's made up, but we were just having fun with it. So if you would like to see that, we've got a video out on our YouTube channel at Scott Grayson Music. Please go out and have fun listening to Cutback Blues. If you just search on Cutback Blues, you'll find it. I also want to give you an opportunity to be a part of my launch team for the launch of the new book. It's going to be out in about 2 weeks on Amazon and available as a digital download, print, or we also are creating an audiobook that will be available probably about a month after the launch of the print book and the digital version. So I would love for you to consider being on my launch team if you're interested. What we would need to have you do is download it the day that it launches and write a review, an honest review about your experience. And if you would like an advanced copy of it, I can send it to you actually this evening if you'd like it that quick. So please jump out to my website, vickimaris.com, and you'll see a form out there where you can either ask to be a part of the launch team, or you can just get your email on my list that's specifically related to the book, and I'll send you an email when it's ready to launch. So if all you would like to do is get a copy of it, I'm going to have a special price for the folks that get in there and download it or order it in that first week that it's available, and I would love for you to take advantage of that. So here's the name of it. Again, see if you can see that all right. Job Loss and the Cutback Blues. This evening, this is about my request to ask you to help me with the launch of that new book of mine, Job Loss and the Cutback Blues, a journey of grief, uncertainty, and recovery after being let go. And there is a happy ending on the end of that book, but I don't want to give it away here in the broadcast because I'd rather have you read it and find out about it that way. Thanks again for being here. Thanks for sharing out the broadcast and for all your beautiful hearts that you have shared with me this evening. And thank you for helping me on that very first day after finding out that I had lost my job. That Saturday morning PeriGirls Express, I've participated since then, but wow, was it really helpful to me. March 10th, 2017. March 11th was the day of our PeriGirls Express. You were a part of that, and thank you. I really look forward to learning more about all of you and seeing what's coming in the next part of our PeriGirls Business Showcase this evening. Looks like Natasha Nichols is now live, so I ask you to leave this broadcast and go over and let's watch Natasha and give her some support. Thank you. It's really been fun visiting with you. I love all of you. Bye.